There is a 96-year-old man in Tokyo who still runs a logistics empire. He chairs board meetings. He reads financial reports without glasses. His doctors say his blood work looks like a man in his 40s. No Swiss clinic, no experimental treatment, no $800 supplements shipped from California. His biological edge comes from a $2 fermented dish that Japanese peasants ate during the Edo period to survive famines. So here is the real question. What happens when the most powerful people in Asia treat peasant survival foods as strategic biological assets? Because in Japan, outlasting your competition is the ultimate business strategy. And these 15 forgotten foods are how they do it. Think of your body as a company. If the supply chain breaks down, nothing else functions. No amount of executive strategy fixes a system that cannot absorb nutrients, clear waste, or regulate energy. Japan's oldest billionaires figured this out generations ago. Foods 15 through 11 are the foundation of that internal infrastructure. Number 15 is tsukemono. These are Japan's traditional pickled vegetables, and they have been eaten daily for over 1,000 years. Salted daikon, pickled ginger, fermented cabbage. Every Japanese meal historically began or ended with a small portion. The reason is simple. Tsukemono are alive with beneficial bacteria that seed and diversify the gut microbiome. A stronger microbiome means better nutrient absorption, lower inflammation, and more stable energy across a 12-hour workday. You are not eating a condiment. You are maintaining the infrastructure. Number 14 is umeboshi. If you have never eaten a pickled Japanese plum, the first bite is a shock, sour, salty, intensely concentrated. But that sharp alkalizing effect is exactly the point. Umeboshi has been used in Japanese medicine for centuries to counter fatigue, settle digestion after heavy meals, and clear what traditional practitioners called executive fog. One plum. That is the daily protocol for many of Japan's oldest business families. Number 13 is konnyaku. This comes from the devil's tongue root, and it contains almost 0 calories, but it carries one of the highest concentrations of glucomannan fiber found in any food on Earth. Think of it as the maintenance crew of the digestive system, moving through and clearing what does not belong. Japanese households have eaten konnyaku in stews and soups for 400 years. It costs almost nothing. It does a job no supplement can replicate. Number 12 is wakame. This dark green seaweed is rich in iodine and fucoidan, 2 compounds that support thyroid function and regulate metabolism. A sluggish thyroid means slower thinking, weight gain, and fatigue that no amount of caffeine corrects. Traditional Okinawan diets included 1 to 2 grams of seaweed daily, and researchers studying their centenarian populations specifically flagged seaweed as a factor that separated them from other groups. Wakame in miso soup every morning is not a cultural habit. It is a biological maintenance schedule. Number 11 is miso, fermented soybean paste that has been a daily staple in Japan for over 1,200 years. A large prospective study tracked nearly 90,000 Japanese men and women for 15 years and found that higher intake of fermented soy products was associated with a 10% lower risk of all-cause mortality. Miso is not just flavor. It is an active enzyme environment protecting your cells from daily oxidative damage. These 5 foods work together like a distribution network. Each one handles a different layer of the internal supply chain. Strip anyone out, and the efficiency of the whole system drops. Now here is where the Japanese elite diverge from almost every other wealthy class on Earth. While Western executives eat to celebrate, to network, to reward themselves, Japan's oldest billionaires practice something called Hara Hachi Bu. It translates roughly to eat until 80% full. That is it. Stop before you are satisfied. Leave the table with capacity remaining. This is not a diet trend. It comes from a 300-year-old text by Edo period philosopher Ekiken Kaibara, who lived to 83 at a time when most people died before 50. Populations in Okinawa that practiced Hara Hachi Bu consistently averaged around 1,900 calories daily, produced some of the world's highest concentrations of centenarians, and showed dramatically lower rates of heart disease, diabetes, and cancer compared to Western populations. The discipline is simple, the execution is hard. Stopping at 80% means your digestive system never runs at full load. Inflammation stays low. Energy does not crater after meals. You stay sharp through a 4-hour negotiation because your body is not diverting blood flow to process an oversized lunch. This is what Japan's business elite understood intuitively for generations before Western medicine had the data to confirm it. Number 10 is Goya, bitter melon. It looks unusual and tastes even more so, and that bitterness is precisely the point. Goya contains compounds that mimic insulin activity in the body, helping regulate blood glucose without medication. In practical terms, this means no afternoon cognitive crash, no 2 o'clock fog when the high-stakes call comes in. Okinawan centenarians ate Goya regularly, and researchers specifically linked it to their superior blood sugar stability. Japan's older executives still eat it. It is one of the most effective natural tools for sustaining mental clarity through a full business day. Number 9 is matcha, not the sweetened cafe version. The real thing, stone ground, dissolved in hot water, consumed without sugar. Matcha contains L-theanine, an amino acid that produces calm, sustained focus. It works with caffeine differently than coffee does. Instead of the spike and drop cycle that most executives ride all day, matcha delivers what researchers describe as alert relaxation. You are focused without being wired, clear without being anxious. For a billionaire running a conglomerate at 90, that cognitive stability is not optional. Number 8 is shiitake. Sun-dried shiitake mushrooms are one of the few non-animal sources of vitamin D, and Japan's traditional practice of drying them in sunlight before cooking dramatically increases that content. Vitamin D deficiency is linked to weakened immunity, cognitive decline, and chronic fatigue. 3 things that end careers faster than bad investments. Shiitake also carry beta-glucans, compounds that prime immune response. Japan's oldest executives have eaten them in broths and rice dishes for decades, not as medicine, but as food. Number 7 is edamame, young soybeans, boiled, lightly salted, eaten as a snack or a side dish across Japanese business culture. The protein content is clean and complete, meaning it delivers all essential amino acids without the digestive tax that red meat carries. As you age, maintaining muscle mass becomes harder and more important. Edamame provides the building blocks without the systemic inflammation that heavy animal protein triggers. Number 6 is sweet potato leaves. This surprises most people. Sweet potatoes entered Japan around 1600 via the Ryukyu Kingdom, initially as a famine crop, but it was the leaves that traditional communities relied on for daily nutrition. Rich in vitamins A, C, and E, loaded with polyphenols and antioxidants, these leaves were historically used to clear what traditional medicine called brain fog. Modern analysis confirms their antioxidant activity is among the highest of any leafy green. If you value heritage and global insight, subscribe right now. There are 8 more foods on this list, and the next 4 get far more interesting. Here is something the global food industry will never tell you. The foods most proven to extend healthy human life have almost no profit margin. You cannot patent a fermented bean. You cannot put a $40 price tag on dried seaweed. There is no celebrity endorsement deal for a purple sweet potato. So instead, the industry sells you protein powders, collagen capsules, and adaptogen blends in matte black packaging, while the biological tools that actually work sit in a Japanese grocery store for under $3 a kilogram. Japan's centenarians did not build their longevity on products. They built it on discipline and ingredients that the modern market has no financial reason to promote. And that gap between what works and what gets marketed is exactly where the Japanese business elite operate. They know the difference. They have known it for generations. Number 5 is the Okinawan purple sweet potato called beni imo. This is not an ordinary sweet potato with a color filter on it. The purple pigment comes from anthocyanins, some of the most potent antioxidant compounds found in any whole food. Anthocyanins reduce oxidative stress at the cellular level, protect skin collagen from breakdown, and support vascular health. Research into traditional Okinawan centenarian diets found that sweet potatoes, particularly this purple variety, made up as much as 60% of their daily caloric intake during the periods when their longevity statistics were the strongest. The cells of Japan's oldest business leaders are not aging at the same rate as their peers. What they eat is a large part of the reason why. Number 4 is sansai, foraged mountain greens. This category includes plants like yomogi, known in the West as mugwort, along with fiddleheads, wild burdock, and a range of mountain vegetables that have been harvested across Japan for thousands of years. Heian period aristocrats gathered sansai as a seasonal practice, viewing it as both a health ritual and a refined activity. Emperors ate them. So did Edo period commoners trying to survive famines. The same plants served 2 completely different social classes for one shared reason. They work. Yomogi specifically has been used across centuries to support liver function and detoxification. Spring harvests of sansai are still practiced in regions like Nagano, which consistently reports among Japan's highest life expectancy figures. That is not a coincidence. Number 3 is kombu. This thick, dark kelp is the foundation of dashi broth, and its history in Japanese high-status culture goes back to the 8th century, when it was recorded as imperial tribute in the Shoku Nihongi. By the Muromachi period, samurai carried it into battle as a good luck talisman. During the Edo period, trade routes from Hokkaido distributed it across the country, moving it from elite banquet tables into everyday kitchens. Kombu is one of the richest natural sources of iodine and trace minerals on Earth. A kombu dashi broth grounds the nervous system, supports thyroid efficiency, and delivers umami depth without sodium overload. It is the quiet mineral infrastructure beneath Japanese cuisine that most outsiders never notice. Number 2 is natto. Sticky, pungent, divisive. Most people outside Japan try it once and walk away. Japan's oldest billionaires eat it nearly every morning. A 15-year study tracking close to 90,000 people found that regular natto consumption was associated with significantly lower cardiovascular mortality risk. The enzyme natto kinase, produced during the fermentation process by Bacillus subtilis bacteria, has been studied for its ability to break down fibrin in the blood, reducing clot risk. Natto also delivers vitamin K2, probiotics, and bioavailable protein in a single 50-gram serving that costs almost nothing. This is not a food. It is a biological protocol that happens to come in a small styrofoam container. Number 1 is cold white rice. Take a moment with that. Not goji berries, not activated charcoal, not a fermented Himalayan root extract that costs $60 a jar. Plain white rice, cooked and then cooled. Here is what happens at the molecular level. When you cook white rice and then let it cool completely, the starch molecules reorganize into what scientists call resistant starch. Your small intestine cannot digest resistant starch the same way it processes freshly cooked rice. Instead of spiking blood glucose, the resistant starch passes into the large intestine where it feeds beneficial gut bacteria and produces short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation and improve metabolic efficiency. Cooling the rice increases its resistant starch content by roughly 3 times compared to eating it hot. Refrigerating it overnight increases it further. Japan's oldest business families have been eating cold rice since the Edo period out of practical necessity. Samurai carried cold rice balls into the field. Merchants ate leftover rice from the night before at morning. They were not trying to biohack their microbiome. They were eating what was available, and yet, without knowing the science, they were doing something that modern nutritional research now confirms delivers measurable metabolic benefit. This is the counterintuitive core of the whole list. While the global wellness industry was selling you on quinoa, acai, and adaptogen blends, the most biologically resilient population of wealthy elderly people on Earth was eating cold, leftover rice with fermented soybeans and seaweed soup for breakfast. Now, let's talk about how you actually build this into your life, because none of this works as a weekend experiment. The Japanese elite did not eat these foods occasionally. They ate them daily for decades, without dramatic variation. The protocol is straightforward. Start your morning with miso soup. Add wakame to the broth. It takes 4 minutes. Cook your rice the night before and refrigerate it. Eat it cold or at room temperature the next morning. Keep umeboshi in the refrigerator and use one with your breakfast or lunch. Incorporate natto 3 to 4 times a week. It does not need preparation. Open the container, add a splash of soy sauce, eat it over rice. Once a week, make a kombu dashi broth as a base for your evening meal. Practice Hara Hachi Bu at every meal. Stop before you feel full. This one discipline costs nothing and reduces metabolic load immediately. You do not need to live in Tokyo to do any of this. Most of these foods are available at Asian grocery stores in any major city. Natto is sold frozen. Kombu is shelf-stable. Wakame dried lasts for months. Umeboshi keeps for years. The total weekly cost of this protocol is less than what most people spend on a single branded supplement. The comments section is open. Tell me which of these 15 foods you are adding to your routine this week. I want to know if natto makes the cut or if you are starting with miso and working your way up, drop it below. The real secret of Japan's oldest billionaires is not money and it is not medicine. It is the quiet refusal to let their biology become a liability before their legacy is finished. Building your health with the same discipline you build your career is not optional. It is strategy. Subscribe to this channel and join the conversation about how Asian heritage continues to shape the modern world in ways most people never see.